Hi everyone, I'm Toni Filippone, grief educator, coach, author, speaker, and the owner and founder of Master Grief Academy, the global accredited school for individuals who want to become certified grief coaches. I want to talk to you about 10 things that you could do now in your grief. So let's begin. The first thing you can do is take a walk. In grief, we need to symbolically keep moving, but we also need to physically keep moving. And we often slow down in our grief, but we need to move emotionally and we need to keep our body moving too. So take a walk. Think about your loved one during the walk. Cry. Just look at the plants, the trees, the buildings, whatever it may be. But take a walk every day if you can, even if it's a really short walk alone or with somebody else. The second thing is at bedtime, I want you to name 3 things that you are able to do today. Often people will say something like, oh, do a gratitude list. I find it's really hard to talk gratitude when you're in the middle of grief. So instead of that, I want you to just be able to name 3 things that you did today or that you could do today. Got out of bed, ate, walked to the bathroom. If that's it, that's fine. But I want you to think about what you were able to do today or that day. Name 3 things in your loss. Just focus on what you can do, even if it's 3 super simple things. The third thing is, I'd love to engage in the bigger world for just 30 minutes or an hour, depending on how much you can deal with that right now. When I talk about engaging in the bigger world, that might mean watching the news, which I'm not a big fan of, but in this case I am. Maybe the world news and the local news or reading the paper, because we need to see that the world is continuing. We also need to see that the tragedy that happens in life is not just about us and not just directed in our worlds. Now you'll see this will be important later in your grief. So engage in the bigger world if you can for just 30 minutes. Easy. The fourth thing is to send the person who died love. That's the fourth thing. When your loved one died, you didn't stop loving them, and they didn't stop loving you. When we feel helpless, we need to do something active. I remember when I was in the deepest grief, every night before I went to bed, in my mind, I would send the person who died love, my late partner. I would repeat, I'm sending you love, I'm surrounding you with love. Or I just tell them how much I love them. And sometimes during the day when my mind would focus on their death or the circumstances, I would shift my thinking and just say, I'm sending you love. I needed to still actively love them wherever they are, but needed to control my focus. So the fourth thing I want you to do is still send them love and still actively love them. Now the fifth thing is to distract ourselves. You can't stay in that painful place every minute, every hour. People tell me that in deep grief, they might binge watch TV or watch movies over and over again. That's okay. Just know you can't focus on the pain all the time. Your mind needs a break. So watch that movie again. Watch that TV show. Watch the football game. Reread that romantic novel, whatever it may be. You'll know when it's too much. So just know it's okay to distract yourself. The sixth thing is, talk about your loss to somebody. We all know, if we look at our group of friends, we have some friends we can go to and have really deep talks with about our pain and about the death or whatever we've lost, and others who are more superficial and playful. Find the deep ones and call them. Have a conversation with them. You might even start with, hey, I really need to talk right now about my grief or the loss. I'd love for you to just listen. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to give me solutions. Just listen. The truth is, grief must be witnessed. We want our grief witnessed. So the thing to do is talk to somebody about your loss. Number 7, recognize something in your life that continues even after the loss. What's in your life that the loss did not destroy? That might be your work. Your work continues even though the loss happened. Or it may be something else. Sometimes when people are in deep grief, they say to me, nothing's continuing. And I'll say, well, look at your toes. Your toenails are still growing. Your fingernails are still growing. Your hair's still growing. Even if it's recognizing something as basic as that, things are continuing even in this loss. So think about your love for the person who died. That continues. So number 7 is to recognize what continues after loss. And number 8 is do something nice for yourself. It might even be something that you wouldn't normally do. We're often people pleasers. We're so good to the people around us, but when it comes to ourselves, we hold back. So I don't know what that is for you. Go play golf, get a manicure, take a long bath, get a massage. Maybe it's just eating that favorite food without guilt, eating a meal without worrying about the carbs. Just do something. You've been through a lot, and this is the time to just do a little something nice for yourself. Maybe it's the first time, but do it for yourself. Number 9, write down 3 things you wanted to do in your life before they died. It could be something you wanted to do with them, maybe something you wanted to do even before they were in your life, but something that you've just always wanted to do. Maybe there's a place you've always wanted to visit. I want to go to Argentina. A hobby that you always wanted to take up but never did. I'm now playing the drums. Something you wanted to write, or a TV show that you never got to watch. Just write down 3 things that you wanted to do but never had the chance. I remember one woman I was working with shared with me how she felt like a pie. And she said, when she was a little girl, she gave a piece of her pie to her mother and another piece of her pie to her father. And then she got married and she gave a piece of her pie to her husband. And she gave a piece of a pie to each of her kids, her friends, to her work. And when she was dying, she said, I always gave so much of myself away. I gave so much of my pie away. I never stopped to even ask, what kind of pie am I? So write down who you wanted to be, what you wanted to do, who you are now, something that you didn't get a chance to do, and how do we do it now? And number 10, do something for someone else. Now, if you're in the first year of grief, this may not be the time for you to do this, and that's okay. But if you're in your second year or longer, this can be really helpful. The secret to living is giving. We need to do something for someone else. Symbolically, we've tended to ourselves, and now we need to connect outward. That might mean getting someone a glass of water, giving someone on the street $1, or when you're checking out at the grocery store aisle and they ask, can we give your extra 60 cents to help the children? Just say yes. Just be more conscious. Oh, I'll give that 60 cents. I'm helping another. When we become inward, we do that so much in grief. We need that energy to come in, but we also need it to go out. And that could be something small, like seeing a post on Facebook from someone who's sick or grieving and simply commenting, I see you and I'm thinking about you. So number 10 is doing something for someone else. You'll feel better and more active because of doing that. I think doing these 10 things can be such an important beginning in moving forward in our grief, in healing and honoring those that we love by being present for them and really beginning to honor who they were and who they were in our lives. These 10 things were designed to be very easy to do, and I hope that you try all 10 one at a time at your own pace. But they're so important in our grief. I'm Toni Philippone, and I am sending you so much love and healing. If you're looking for more support, please visit mastergrief.com.